What's going on, my exotic family? It's your boy Dre back at you with another YouTube video. Today's video is going to be something a little different. Hair is going to be the only animal on this one, but today I wanted to switch it up and kind of do something a little more on the educational side and talk about 5 top myths in the reptile world. There's a lot of misinformation, misconceptions, and myths that you hear about reptiles, which can, in general, it can keep people from getting reptiles. It can have some people going around saying the wrong information. So, as somebody who keeps reptiles, I feel like it's partly my duty to make sure the right information is out there and not for people to just believe the first thing they hear, because we do live in a believe what you hear, don't do research type of world. So, with that being said, and hair is along for the ride today. So, with that being said, I'm going to jump right into the first one. Reptiles will only grow to the size of their enclosure. That's definitely a myth. If you think about it, us as humans, we're constantly growing, right? So, although reptiles and humans, obviously, I get it, they're different. However, reptiles as well are constantly growing. Just because you keep a baby bearded dragon that's going to get hair size, if they're a male, possibly more than likely bigger, but just because you keep a bearded dragon in a 10-gallon tank and you want to keep them small, that does not mean they won't get this size. I've seen it happen, and it does happen. It does come with negative effects. I mean, you can see deformities. Perfect example of that is a kinked tail. A tail will be curved, which is not a good thing. I mean, if you truly care about your animal and you want to see your animal thrive and live the best life, why would you want to keep that said animal in a small enclosure? It makes no sense. So if you're going to do that, don't get reptiles, period. It just makes no sense. Number 2, the next myth is that snakes can kill and eat humans. Ooh. We got a lot of people out there that have seen the movie Anaconda probably one too many times. Because that's also a myth. Obviously, I mean, there's been situations where you see people all over the world where their snake will get out and it'll crawl into the baby's crib and it strangled the baby and tried to eat the baby. That's a little different. I mean, if you've got a 16-foot reticulated python, that's probably, more than likely, I would believe that over a reticulated python eating a full-grown human. I'm not saying that either is okay, but generally speaking, snakes do not eat people. They can kill them if all the circumstances are right. I mean, if you have a very, very large snake, anaconda, reticulated python, Burmese python, it can strangle you, most definitely. I'm not denying that. It definitely could possibly strangle you, but eating, definitely, no, I'm not going for that one. So that's myth number 2. So for number 3, I'm going to call this one more of a misconception than a myth. I hear it a lot, and it's generally from people who don't usually deal with reptiles, which is fine. But snakes are poisonous. That's usually the term you hear non-reptile keepers use, and the term is venomous. There's a difference between venom and there's a difference between venom and poison. Venom is usually administered through bite. Poison will bite or stinger. So rattlesnake or any venomous snake for that matter, or scorpions. Scorpions can administer venom through a stinger. Versus poison. Poison is topical. Poison has to be ingested. Venom is directly into the bloodstream, whereas poison has to be ingested via swallowing, open sore, or it can get into your eyes or anything of that nature. So poison dart frogs, those are poison carriers. And they get their poison from some of the bugs they eat in their native land. Now, there is a such thing as a poisonous snake. The only one that I know of, that I've heard of, is called the redneck keelback. And what they do is they actually do eat poison dart frogs. And what they do is they secrete the poison and what's called a nuchal gland in the back of their head, which that part of their head is red, which is where they get their name, redneck keelback. So they can secrete poison in the back of their head. So that's the only poisonous snake that I know of. I'm not gonna say it's the only one, but that's just the one I know of. But that said snake is also venomous. So poison and venom's two different things. Remember, poison is topical, has to be ingested. Venom is administered via bite or stinger, and it's injected directly into the bloodstream. So number 5, chameleons change color to blend in with their surroundings. That's false. Chameleons blend in to communicate. In the wild, if a male chameleon is kind of hanging out in his territory and another male chameleon comes strolling in on that, he's gonna brighten, or he's gonna darken his colors to kind of show him like, get away, leave me alone, this is not your territory, and generally that can lead to a fight. In captivity, if you have a chameleon and it gets too cold or they're stressed out or anything of that nature, their colors will be dark and drab. They will not look super happy, and they will be looking very kind of boring looking, versus if your temps are right, they've been eating good and they're happy, their colors will be very vibrant and bright. So chameleons don't blend in to just camouflage with their surroundings. I know you see a lot of like memes, commercials, and whatever, but that's completely false. So those are the top 5 myths that I have. There's a bunch more out there, so if you guys want me to do a part 2 of this video, let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the video. I would love for you guys to leave a comment, tell me what you think. Also, follow me on Instagram at DW I'll have that linked in the description as well. And I appreciate all feedback, so thank you for watching.